And we invite you, wherever you are, whether you're at home or whatever, to kick your shoes off and put your feet up and lean back and get yourself a cup of coffee or something and just relax and join us in enjoying some very quiet and romantic and relaxed music for a couple of hours.
Anthony Gomes, are you with us?
I'm with you, man.
All right, bro. Sorry for the confusion.
Well, that, like you said, it's the joys of live radio, and
exactly.
And you know what? People don't want perfect, man. They want the human thing. They want an artificial intelligence. We want some natural knuckleheads. And I feel like I'm part of that group, man.
Yeah, you got them. Anthony, you have a lot of fans in this area. You have played here, at least in this area, a couple times before.
Yeah, I think I did Rolling on the River maybe 2012 or something like that.
Okay.
But a lot has changed for us since then, and a lot more awareness about who we are nationally and internationally, and our fan base has really grown, and it's going to be great to come back, man. Rolling on the River, the fine people of Keokuk, man, they are the true music-loving, just real, honest people, and that's our kind of audience. That's our kind of crowd, and I hear the weather is going to be perfect, and like you were saying a little bit earlier off air, and this is what rock and roll and blues rock dreams are made of. Right here, people coming together. The weather's going to be beautiful. It's still summertime, but we're still holding on to the summer. It's the best time of the year, man.
If there's anybody out there that hasn't heard Anthony Gomes yet, number one, you haven't been listening to my show. But number two, we're going to play Anthony Gomes after we talk to him. I missed you in 2012. At Rolling on the River. I lived in Des Moines for about 5 years, so I missed out on that one. And me and my bro had tickets to your last show when you played the Washington a handful of years back, and something came up and we missed it. We had like a front row table and everything. So we're both very much looking forward to seeing you play finally, and with Travis Reed opening as well, who was to open for you that night, in fact. Yeah, good times ahead, man.
Great times ahead, man. Great times, and man, just thanks so much for having me on the show. I, want to reach out to the listeners and say thank you, everybody in the greater Keokuk area and surrounding cities. We've just had so much love and support over the last few years, especially, and we've been doing this for a minute, and it seemed like every town we played in, we had the same 75 people come to every gig for years. And these 75 people or 100 people helped us keep the lights on at home, put gas in the van to get to the next gig, and we were living gig to gig, but we were living our dream. And in the last few years, things have just exploded for us. But all these years of slugging away has really made us appreciative of all the things that are happening now, and very appreciative of the fans, because we know that it's the fans that make everything happen. They're the ones that go to see the bands. They're the ones that buy or stream the music. And there's a lot of talented artists that just don't get a break. And we're just so grateful that the people are loving what we're doing. And especially in this area of the country, they've been very, very supportive. So it's almost like a homecoming, and it's been a long road and a long time coming. So it's great. I'm just very, very excited. The band's pumped up. We've just come off of a really successful summer festival tour and playing to tens of thousands of people. And, so we're going to bring that love and spirit, man, to the gig tomorrow night.
Right on. I mean, you have played in front of some big crowds. I've seen some video. I'm like, wow. I mean, that's pretty awesome. Some of these festivals you played. Now you coming to Keokuk. I'll forewarn you. There's blues mojo all over this town. Okay.
All right.
Well, I mean, we're right by the Mississippi River.
That's it.
Highway 61 runs right through our town. So. I mean,
you're halfway to the crossroads, dude.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, we love the blues around here. Anthony Gomes on the line. I saw, you shared the post last night, I believe, that I put up for you being on, and you specified in the comments that Central Standard Time. And you know what? It occurred to me that I needed to change that, and I did. I'll remind all listeners that this does go to podcast. So if you missed any part of it, you can listen to it again, okay?
Hey, you got listeners from all over.
Right.
Yeah, we do.
Right, and that's why I figured.
Know. Yeah. So they were asking me, what time?
Yeah, right.
I'm like, man, hey, just go on Google.
Right.
Google will tell you what time is it in Keokuk, Iowa.
Well, I fixed it for those who have seen it. I fixed it because I thought I never had to think about that before. To put the time zone on there.
Well, let me put it to you this way. Yesterday, a bunch of people didn't know where Keokuk was, and tomorrow they're coming to the gig.
Right.
So look at this. They're coming to find it. They're going to find out. They want to know.
I saw somebody traveling for 5 hours, 6 hours to come see you, and that's no joke, man.
Yes, well, we're so grateful for that. So and the wonderful thing is, we have a community of people. So I want to let anybody know that there's a lot of people that don't have somebody to come down with. Just come to the show, and don't be worried if you're alone. Our fans are like a family, and they will invite you in, and you won't be alone. Just come to the gig. We're going to have a good time, man. It's a family reunion.
Right on. We're going to have us a good time. I'll be there if I'm dead. I'm telling you, I'm going to be. I'm going to be the guy in the front row, man. And,
you better. I'm looking for you.
Well,
Let me tell you.
Well, my bro Jeff will be with me. I know for sure. He co-hosts with me on Sunday nights on our local music show, and he brought me, which I have played before, your vinyl album, your latest High Voltage Blues, which I played last night. I played it on my vinyl show last night, just to get people kind of pumped for the situation, you see.
Yeah, I see. I smell what you're cooking. Yeah,
and what a great album. You have released 17 albums, did I count?
I think it's 14, maybe.
14?
I'm starting to lose track. But yeah. High Voltage Blues is our latest, and it debuted at #1 on the Billboard chart, and it stayed in the top 10 for 58 weeks.
Wow, man. Wow.
Yeah, that's nuts. For those who aren't familiar with the Billboard chart, that's the industry standard chart. So when people say, we went #1, that's on the Billboard chart. And it's based entirely on sales and streams. So it's not like some random journalist or, like if my mom was making a list, we'd be #1 forever. But, it's a bona fide list based on sales. And it was released in the end of 2022, and it was a top 10 selling blues album of 2023. It made the top 10. I mean, we're there with Bonnie Raitt and Joe Bonamassa and Van Morrison, and our record outsold a lot of our heroes' albums. And I'm thinking, what the heck is going on? So I guess after 13 records, 14 is the lucky one, So, but yeah, very, very excited for all the things happening.
Well, I mean, there's so much that we could talk about in a short period of time. But some of the latest stuff that you've done, especially this High Voltage Blues album, as a matter of fact, you had some pretty heavy players in here with you. Billy Sheehan played with you?
Yeah, he's on the album, and Ray Luzier, who's with the band Korn. But that's pretty aggressive music, but Ray is such an incredible drummer. He's so versatile in any genre. Yeah, man, Billy Sheehan, arguably the considered one of the finest rock bass players of all time. And if that doesn't make you up your game, guys, I don't know. you can't say, man, the bass player was, the track doesn't sound good. It's the bass player's fault.
Right,
right. So you got to really come on with it. And I found that fear is a great motivator. I was really afraid of going. I just didn't want to suck, man. I worked very hard and was very inspired by those gentlemen. So, yeah, man, very cool to have them on the album.
You've paid your dues. Your first album released in 1998. You've played you've been in the dive bars and you've been in the stadiums.
Oh, man, we played every Pizza Hut and rib joint, bar mitzvah, whatever, man. We played all these gigs. But, some of my favorite gigs were those smaller gigs, I remember we were in Georgia once, 15 years ago, and there were 12 people at the gig. And we just had so much fun playing. I still remember that show. I don't know, the pressure wasn't on because there was nobody there, and we just had such a great time. So everybody in the band plays music for the love of music. It's not you're certainly not for fame or fortune. It's for the love of music. And when you do things for the right reasons, I think the audience can tell.
Right.
And now we have more than 12 people, which is great. But we still have the same attitude and the same love and the same respect, for our audience and for the music.
Right. Well, it's obvious you love music. You love it so much. You have a degree, right? You have a degree in blues history.
Yeah.
How specific can we be with that? What degree is this?
So I went to the University of Toronto and I wrote my master's thesis on the racial evolution of blues music,
wow,
which was studying how blues became integrated and became, how did it start from Mississippi and how did it grow to be this worldwide phenomenon that everybody's included in. And I think in the beginning, I was from Canada, and blues is popular as a very niche thing. But, it's not like the most popular music in the world, and I just gravitated to this, and I loved it. And I thought, a Canadian guy, blues? How do I fit into this? And so I think that was part of my journey, was to understand that. And, I was trying to fool my parents in the world that I was going to get a real job, so I could kill time by going to college, saying, "Oh, I'm just working on my degree." And I thought, well, if I have to get a degree to fool everybody that I really want to do music, but maybe I should study music.
Right.
And man, what a fortunate decision that was, because it really made me understand where things had been, where they were heading, and maybe some insight into where they were going.
Right on. Well, I can't say I got any degrees or went to college, but I read a lot of books about blues history myself. And
hey, that's it, brother. You don't need a degree for any of that.
Right. Well, I mean, Led Zeppelin I can credit as turning me on to the blues, man, because they made me look back and go, who's Muddy Waters,
Right. Right.
Who's Willie Dixon? I don't know. And I went back and I found recordings, John Lee Hooker, and I just fell in love with the blues, man. I mean, once you dig in and get back to the roots of the situation, where it came from and how it developed into both country music and rock and roll.
Yeah.
I mean, you cover a lot of bases, Anthony, with your music. A fusion of blues with rock and soul. And dude, you rock, man.
Thank you. Thank you, man. Well, I had the same journey. I grew my two favorite bands in high school were Led Zeppelin and Aerosmith. And, they were all about the blues. So one day I said, and then I started to get in, so this was like 13, 14, I'm into Zeppelin and stuff. And I'm just picking up a guitar. at band night at high school, we played Smoke on the Water, Communication Breakdown, and Heartbreaker. You know, we had a little band, and, you know, at 14, and, you know, we played those tunes at high school. And then I remember, you know, I started getting into Hendrix. And then some cat said, man, there's a blues guy that plays Jimi Hendrix just like Jimi Hendrix. I remember I was in the hallways of my high school, and I said, that's impossible. No way, dude. And then he's like, his name is Stevie Ray Vaughan. So
oh, man.
I listened, and I was like, oh, my God, this guy plays the blues like Hendrix. Oh, my God. I was so blown away. And then in my hometown of Toronto, Jeff Healey was being discovered.
My.
So all of that was happening, and then I thought, you know, man, I want to go back, just like, you know, you went back to Muddy Waters. So I lived in the suburbs, and I took 2 buses and the subway into the center of town, and I went to the big record store in Toronto called Sam the Record Man, and they kept the blues on the 3rd floor of this big record store. So I went all the way up, and I said, B.B. King, I know him. I've seen him on TV, and I really like what I heard. I got to know more about him. So I went in, and they had CDs for $5.99 on sale. They had Live at the Regal. And I said, okay, I'm going to buy this. And I brought it at home, and I put it on the CD player. And like you said, I instantly understood Led Zeppelin and Jimi Hendrix and Aerosmith in an entirely new way, and I understood music in a much different way by going back. And, you know, I tell people it's sort of like 2 experiences. Like, before, I felt like I was outside looking at somebody's house and looking through the window, you know, inside the house.
Right.
When I was listening to the blues, I was inside the house.
Yes, sir.
I
feel that.
Yeah, and you know, I said, when I listened to B.B. King, it was like rock music, which I adore and love as much as the blues. To me, it's sort of just a continuation. But to me, it was like apple pie. And I was eating apple pie, and it's like, hey, everybody, I love apple pie. But the reason I loved apple pie was because of the apple.
Yeah.
And when I heard the blues, it was like I'm eating an apple. I'm not eating this dough and sugar and cinnamon, which is great, but I'm getting to the source. I've been eating this apple pie just for the apples. I've been listening to Jimi Hendrix just for the blues licks on Red House,
man.
that kind of thing. And that's been the journey, you know, with me and the blues is we all have our journey with the blues. And I love it that you have to discover it. It's not something that's simply handed down. It's a pilgrimage you have to take as a listener to find this amazing thing. And when you do, man, it just resonates. And, you know, full circle, you know, 14 albums later, I'm still as much in love with Led Zeppelin and Judas Priest as I am with Howlin' Wolf and Otis Redding and Ray Charles and Freddie King and B.B. King and Buddy Guy. Yeah, so
very much the same here. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
All music is definitely viable, man. I mean, everybody should be just digging whatever it is. I mean, I can turn on the AM station and hear some stuff and go, man, I love that song. You know?
Yeah, man.
All genres.
All genres. You know, if it makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up, I mean, it's good. You know, it's funny because for whatever reason in the last couple months, I've been doing a deep dive into classical music. And, you know, I love all Bach and all the masters, but I'm listening to Beethoven, and I'm like, this is blues rock, man. This guy, like, you know, Moonlight Sonata, this is some heavy stuff.
Yeah.
He just didn't have a Marshall.
Right.
He didn't have a Marshall, you know, or a harmonica. You know, so, but yeah, it's really cool.
If we just give him Beethoven a Marshall, man, come on.
Oh God, yeah. He was
somebody wasn't thinking.
I know. Yeah. They were just off by about 100 years, man. But yeah. So, it's a great thing, and you know. While we're here chatting, thank you guys for the service you're doing. You guys you're the dealers, man. You are the dealers of music, and you're getting it out to the people. And that's you provide such an important service to your community, to artists. I know your listeners are just like us. Music, man, is what gets us up in the morning. When times are tough, we put on a song. Mm-hmm. When times are great, we put on a song. When we don't feel like going to the gym, put on a song and we go to the gym.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it keeps us going, man. And I can't imagine a world without music. And you're out there and you're getting the music to the people. So thank you so very much for that.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, Anthony. Thank you. And you mentioned, music being medicine, and it most certainly is. I know that you only have so much time for us this morning, and then we are going to have to go to a break soon, but being that you mentioned that, you have a charity called Music is the Medicine Foundation.
Yes.
And the proceeds go to, I guess, cancer patients, anybody with PTSD, different things like that, to just better people's lives.
Yeah, I grew up in a house where my mom was sick, and the times were really, really tough. And I think the thing that got me through it was music. And after we had a little bit of success and a little bit of notoriety, I felt like I had to give back to music in some way. So with a couple of friends, we started a foundation. It's still very humble, called Music is the Medicine. We don't have any full-time employees. We just raise funds, but 100% of what we raise goes to whatever endeavor we're doing. And we've given guitars to war veterans with PTSD so they can learn guitar, kids with nonverbal autism. We've had listening booths at St. Jude's Children's Hospital so, kids could have some music to listen to. We've funded a choir in Montreal made up of mentally ill patients, and we've given them money so they could have a recording studio in the hospital to record songs. And when I say we, I mean it's all the people who've donated. We're just we've just enabled that to happen through the foundation. But it's a wonderful people who've made these donations. And one case is we had a guy who hadn't spoken since he had PTSD. He just couldn't talk, and he started to do guitar lessons. We gave these guitars, and a couple lessons into it, he went to the guy next to him and he said, "Hey, can you show me how you played that?" Music opened up this pathway to healing, and it, such a moving thing. Right. So, whatever work we've done to and for Music is the Medicine Foundation, it's given back to us in realizing what the important thing is about music. So thank you for bringing that up. We're very passionate about it, and it just feels good to give back, man.
Right on. Well, thank you for doing it. I mean, that shows what kind of a guy you are. Loves music, loves people. We're ready to rock with you tomorrow night, man.
We can't wait. We can't wait. We want to meet everybody, man. If you're coming to the show, please say hey to the band. We love to meet everybody. We believe in music as a community. Let's come together, celebrate the good times. It wasn't that long ago that none of us could go out in the summertime and be together. So let's celebrate together.
True story.
Let's enjoy life together, and it's so short, and let's make the most of it, and do it with 125 decibels of love coming out from our speakers.
We're going to be up front tossing the horns during your show, bro, because we love what you do, the rock, the blues, the soul, all mixed together. We're talking about the Rolling on the River Festival tomorrow, 6 to 10 p.m. at Rand Park Pavilion. It's free, BYOB. If you haven't seen Anthony Gomes, you're going to be hearing about him after the show for quite some time, I'm pretty sure, if you don't show up. So you better just go witness it for yourself, okay? Anthony, I know you got to get you. We took more time than you actually originally signed on for, but we appreciate you, man. We really do, and I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Likewise.
Is there? We're going to go into a song and do a break. Do you have a particular song you want to share with our listeners this morning, or should I just jump in my grab bag here?
Go to your grab bag, bro.
Go to my grab bag.
Just grab one.
Oh, my. Which one? I've recently played Blues Child, and Turn It Up is a staple. Let's do this one for my bro, Jeff. My bro really loves this song, and I haven't played it in a while. I'm going to play Purple Whiskey Sack as we go,
yeah.
before we go to our break. Anthony Gomes, thank you again for calling in and talking to us this morning. Can't wait to see you at Rolling on the River Festival tomorrow night.
Well, you guys put a smile on my face, and you got my day going in the right direction, talking with you gentlemen, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow. It's going to be great.
Awesome. Thank you once more for calling in this morning. We're going to play Purple Whiskey Sack and then go to our break, okay?
All right, you got it, brother.
Anthony Gomes, Purple Whiskey Sack.
Nobody